Welcome to the Bank First Ranger Hour. Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 Spotlight on Northwest Community College. And you can listen to our live stream at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour. Now, here's your host, Gary Darby.
With a Thursday edition of North Mississippi Spotlight. You heard the big voice before me. It is the Bank First Ranger Hour. Between now and 10, we'll talk all things we can find with you about NWCC. It is the time of the year where we do have some of their sports wrapping up things and in the playoffs. Tennis is our discussion today. Coach Ryan Mounce, we've talked with him before, obviously, before the season, and it has been a successful season that is continuing. The women's tennis team just wrapping up their season in Sumter, South Carolina in the Nationals, and now the men's tennis team ready to hit the road and take off after a third-place finish in the Region 23 tournament. And we'll discuss men's tennis coming up with Coach Mounce, as well as what happened for his women's team and what has been a very successful season on the court for both men and women in Ranger athletics. There are other things that we will get into as well. Softball losing a couple of games in the Region 23 tournament since we last had a show. Baseball won a game in the Region 23 tournament, had one postponed, one scheduled, but of course we're about to talk about weather, and there was a lot from Jackson south, devastating storms that went through. You heard a report earlier here in the hour, and they are scheduled to play baseball today in Decatur. We'll talk about that. And there are other things that we'll get into before our show is done. Also, we're going to bring in, from the academic side of things, Alex Hogue. Alex is going to talk to us about industrial electronic engineering technology. Industrial electric engineering technology, preparing graduates for careers all across, like installation, maintenance, testing, repair of electronic equipment and systems, things like that. So we'll do a little sports. We'll do some academics. We'll finish up maybe with some sports and what's going on at the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts. You know how we do all of this on a Thursday, and I appreciate you being around today. We also appreciate our friends who help make this show go around at Pickens Pest Control. If you need some help, whatever the problem might be, just give them a call. And if you are in the Oxford area, it's 662-234-2207. Really, if you're anywhere listening to this program and you would like a little help from Pickens Pest Control, they can take care of you. Give them a call, 662-234-2207, or simple enough. You guys know how to get it going on the internet. You can find that as well. So the weather forecast, and before we get into our North Mississippi look yesterday and into the evening hours, there are reports that more than 1,000 homes and other buildings have been damaged. In the early estimates from the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency, Chief Communications Officer Scott Simmons put out some information, and at least 14 tornadoes reported throughout Wednesday night. I know here in North Mississippi, the last couple of little rain showers and thunderstorms were about 130 or so, but they obviously dealt with so many. You see pictures of what one storm chaser called a wedge tornado and others that went through, and then devastation, whether it's Purvis, Brookhaven, Bogachita, as you just heard the news story before. All of those areas through there hit very hard. Lamar County, Franklin County, and others as well that suffered some damage in these storms last night. As reports come in, we'll continue to update you on that. But for the forecast here in North Mississippi, and it it has changed a little bit through the weekend, at least. We should be done now with rain or storms in this area until Sunday. But the chance of rain on Sunday is diminished a lot. Near 70 today, 48, brisk. I've got on like a long sleeve pullover right now. Old Darb, right? Bumping on up there a little bit. Now I got a little chilly. So near 70, 48 the low. Tomorrow, we're looking for near 75 for the high and 57 for the low. Saturday, an 80-degree day, 60-degree low. And then the thunderstorms. Remember yesterday I told you there was about a 70 to 80% chance. They've knocked that down to 50 on Sunday. So a little bit better. And then sunshine as we roll on into next week. And we're going to get those high temperatures back near 80 or a little above 80 once we get to Saturday for about the next week after that. So we will at least stay in and around mid-70s or higher even once we get through today, which is a mostly sunny day. Maybe a few afternoon clouds and near 70. So that's where we are. But our thoughts right now are for those that there's been a lot of injuries reported, and we'll continue to see what happened as a possible 14 different tornadoes made their way through the south and the southwest portion of the state of Mississippi yesterday. It is May 7, 2026, and I do want to say for those of you that are in and around Tate County and Northwest Community College listening to the program, you've got your 5-Star City Fest coming up over the next 2 days. Our friend Jamie Sowell has always been with us. We've talked about it, and so that weather that I gave you, a few clouds and 75 tomorrow, 80 and maybe a cloud or two, but a really good day to do that on Friday and Saturday in your city, the 5-Star City Fest. Let's get into Northwest Community College, shall we? We've got tennis to discuss. We have academics to discuss. We've got a day full of Northwest Community College for you. And I want to remind you that once the program is done, a little bit later on, maybe you missed a portion of it somewhere along the way. It shall be in podcast form anywhere you look for your podcast. Here we go.
TV advertising on the radio. Sounds crazy, right? SuperTalk Mississippi Media is deploying streaming TV ads across multiple channels and platforms every day. Streaming TV allows you to place high-performing video messages on popular streaming platforms such as Hulu, Pluto, Crackle, Sling, Tubi, and many more. These ads are measurable. You can reach viewers across major networks and reach people who've made the switch to online streaming services on both large screens and small screens. Plus, STMM offers programmatic video ads and YouTube video ads. These ads will be served on YouTube and or Google partner channels. 73% of all adults in the U.S. use YouTube. 62% use it daily. Video ads have a much higher recall rate. We can help you with website design, optimization products, targeted display advertising, social media campaigns, and much more. Reach out to any SuperTalk Mississippi media representative in North Mississippi at supertalk.fm. And for a free assessment, go to stmmdigital.com.
On Friday nights, you'll see us in the stands. On Saturday mornings, we're at the pancake breakfast. And during the week, we're here at Bank First, helping our neighbors make life happen. Because in a small town, your banker isn't just someone behind a desk. They're the same person who cheers for your kids, volunteers for your causes, and supports your business. That's what it means to be neighbors. Bankers, friends. Bank First, proud to be part of the home team. Member FDIC.
At Northeast Power, our members are at the heart of everything we do, and it's time to celebrate you. Join us for our Member Appreciation event on May 14th from 4 to 6 p.m. here at Northeast Power, 1389 Cooperative Way. Enjoy great food, family fun, and a chance to connect with the people who power your community. We hope to see you there. Northeast Power, powering your life, empowering your community.
Alan Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Oxford, the only name that matters in the car business. Great deals on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles that are sure to keep that smile on your face for miles on end. An experienced service department and collision center to keep your ride rolling smoothly wherever your adventure takes you. Check out their inventory at their lot on University Avenue and online at alansamuelsoxford.com. Alan Samuels, your friend in the car business. Yes, the morning routine. Grab your coffee mug out of the cabinet. Speaking of those cabinets, are they not shutting right? Maybe a little dull? Sounds like it's time for an update. Discount Building and Home Center is the place to go for the largest in-stock inventory of cabinets in North Mississippi for your kitchen and bathroom. 4 different styles in stock, all quality built with solid wood construction for all of your home improvement needs. Make sure to visit Discount Building and Home Center on Highway 6 West in Oxford. If you're in the market for a fine piece of jewelry, there's only one name to know: Van Atkins. Serving its customers since 1939, Van Atkins has been voted the best estate jeweler in Mississippi multiple times. With great locations to serve you in historic downtown New Albany, the Square in Oxford, and in Tupelo, Van Atkins is the place to go. Whether it's a piece for yourself or for that special someone, Van Atkins is the easy decision. And like Chuck always says,
you know she's worth it.
This is Rob Freeman with the Furniture Source, and we'd like to invite you to come shop our fully stocked showroom of in-stock bedroom, living room, and dining room furniture, accents, artwork, mattresses, and more. Unlike the box stores, our merchandise is in stock and ready to be delivered as fast as today. As always, 12-month Simmons cash financing available. The Furniture Source, located at 500 Highway 6 West, Oxford, Mississippi. And hey, don't forget to check our Facebook page for our incredible monthly specials.
This hour is Everything Northwest, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College, and powered by Bank First. Thanks for joining us on the Bank First Ranger Hour. Join the conversation now by texting 662-426-1093.
Little inside the radio business here. When the commercials and things are going on, and you're talking to, the upcoming guest about things, and then we're talking, and I realize, well, here we go. We got to go because Coach Ryan Mounce is on with us. And, Coach, we were kind of reminiscing on driving from South Carolina back home. A rather long trip for you guys, was it not?
Yeah, that was a 12-hour, 13-hour day. It was a full one, long one. Glad that one's done.
Absolutely. So, been there, made that trek, and glad it was over when it was over. But you guys, men and women, have had a successful season. Obviously, you set goals, you want to do things, and maybe you would rather the team had continued. Obviously, we get that. But first of all, before we break it down, women's tennis first, men's next, as the coach of Northwest Community College tennis, can you give us kind of a here's what I think or what I'm proud of or what we did in this season, men and women, just a little bit if you don't mind.
Oh, man, of course. I mean, the girls had such an excellent year. We put Meg Daves on the all-conference first team, which was excellent. The women's team finished fourth in the conference, tying their highest finish since they brought the program back. The guys actually finished third in conference, which was their highest finish since they brought the program back. So the guys got an automatic bid to nationals, which was awesome. Just so proud of them. And the girls were the highest ranked at-large team at nationals. So really just an awesome year all the way around. I'm just proud of the kids and the way they work every day.
Tell us about the goings-on in South Carolina, where your women were playing. And I know, you had one of your team members who kind of led the way in a consolation bracket in Angela Ortiz-Sanchez. Talk a little bit about her, if you don't mind.
Of course, so going into the tournament, Angela's played number one singles for us all year. I mean, she's played some really tough competition, and she's competed her butt off. We've improved so much since August to now. So she played a tough first round match. She really had opportunities to win it. We just didn't quite get across the finish line, and that's part of her growth. That's something we got to continue to work on. But for her to be able to mentally rebound from probably losing one we should have won, and to be able to bounce back and regroup to play those back draw matches, because some kids will quit, like they're not interested in playing the back draw. but Angela refocused, and she played an excellent 3 matches in the back draw to get us some valuable ranking points in the tournament.
Other individuals, can you just take us through what did happen there for the women's side of things?
Of course. So everybody but Angela was seeded. So we got everybody through to the quarterfinals of the draw, which was excellent. And so we won 2 through 6 singles, got to the quarterfinals, and all 3 doubles teams won to get to the quarterfinals as well. I think we had great opportunities. Meg was able to go out there and beat a very tough opponent from Mississippi Gulf Coast in the quarterfinals to make the semifinals. All the girls just showed up and competed, and those quarterfinal matches the second round matches are worth 3 points. They're the most valuable round of the tournament. So for us to win 8 of 9 matches there was huge for the team.
Meg, one of the locals on your team, right, from Coffeyville, so you get a little North Mississippi flavor in there.
That's right. And then we've got the Brooke kicker from Hernando. We've got Ava McCain from Eupora. All 3 of those girls played their butts off for us, so they represented North Mississippi very well.
Combination of sophomores, freshmen, but your roster has a lot of freshmen on it, correct?
It does, but a lot of those girls are graduating early. We only have 3 returners next year, so we're going to have a brand new group on the girls' side, essentially.
Here you are, success. We're talking about great things, and you have to start thinking of that immediately. You had a long enough drive. Maybe you did think about some of those things on the way back home. But when you built this team, when you had this team and you got started before the season, is this where you thought you could be?
Absolutely. I knew that we were going to have a very competitive team. We actually, we finished 4th in conference. We had opportunity to finish tied 2nd in conference. We just let a couple match points get away from us. But this team, they've done very well. I knew we were a talented group. I knew we could compete nationally. We finished 7th in the tournament, so a top 10 finish at the national tournament is never something to be upset about. Of course, we'd have liked to have been a little bit higher, but I think my mindset as a coach is, last year was fun. We enjoyed it. The tournament was awesome, but now it's like, okay, how can I start to prepare the girls for next year? What can I do differently to improve to build on this year? And
I'm sure you're already deep into that recruiting process and how you're going to fill, the roster with the ones that are leaving. But you got a caveat, both men and women's side, right? That you can say, look, we finished top 10 here. Our men have done this. Come take us that next step. Of course.
I've got the girls signing class is completed. We've got 2 new international players, and then we've got girls from all across the state coming. We've got some from down around the Meridian area, from West Lauderdale High School. We've got some from Center Hill. We've got one from Grenada. I've got girls coming from all over.
Excellent. Let's move to the men's side of things. Where do you and when do you leave with the guys and get ready for their national tournament?
So I'll leave with the guys on Saturday morning, and we're going to Plano, Texas.
Plano, so another nice ride.
That's right.
to go do that and go. How exciting, was that match that they won to get the 3rd place in the region and to lock into this team event now nationally?
Oh, that was so awesome because we played Colin, and that was actually a team we lost to in the regular season, played pretty handily actually. And so a lot of our practice, we knew that there was a good chance we were going to play them in the region tournament for that 3rd place. We knew there was a chance of that. So we did a lot of prep work kind of for them. We had to flip a couple courts, and we were able to do that, and it was so awesome. Those guys worked so hard all year, so to see them kind of see that success, as a coach, that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, can you see, maybe before you guys get together and they go to the respective courts and they start playing doubles or singles or whatever, could you feel that team was ready to do what they did?
Oh, those guys were pretty locked in. They wanted it so bad. I knew we jumped out and won a doubles court that we lost to them in the regular season, and we didn't win it. I mean, we beat them pretty bad. And whenever that happened, I was like, okay, we've got a real chance to do this today. I mean, their energy was through the roof. We were laser focused. I mean, those guys wanted it, and they went and got it. It was awesome.
And so the national tournament now begins in 4 days. Is that correct, on the 11th?
Right. We leave Saturday. We'll practice Sunday, play Monday. Yep. So I think that's the 11th.
What's the draw? Do you know?
So we won't know yet. So we actually seed the players as coaches. So we'll go into the seeding meeting Sunday morning, and we kind of sit there and argue with each other for about 2 hours. And then that's just for the regional meeting, and then some other folks go and argue about the national seed anyway. So we won't actually know the draws. We know we'll start at 9 a.m. Monday, but we won't actually know the draws until Sunday evening.
Gotcha. Tell us some of the names on the men's roster that have done this and helped you get where you are right now.
Oh man, I mean, I think you've got Brady Holloman. He's been a real sponge for me this year. I think that's the best word for him. I mean, he's wanted to learn. He's wanted to get better, and that kid's worked really hard to do it. Holden Cook's improved a lot. He's a returner. That Brady and Holden are sophomores. Jordan Mitchell transferred with us from Gulf Coast. He came up. I mean, those guys have been just so important to this roster, and they've won a lot of matches. And then my 3 international guys at the top, Luca Morris, Miguel Rabania, and Charlie Sanchez. I mean, those guys, they work so hard every day, and I mean, I think they're ready to go compete. They're expected to finish top 10 at nationals or better than that as well.
You know, when you guys as tennis coaches have to decide, right, I've got to put a 1 through 6, and you know, how does that make your players more competitive, right? I think in every sport, the better the roster is and the more competition there is, like, you know, the guy that's at number 6 wants to be 4, 3, whatever it is, and you can get out there, work, practice, and do what you do. Kind of discuss that if you don't mind.
Oh, of course. So the way I do it, I think I've kind of found, you know, I guess every coach has their own way, but we have like a ladder system where basically if you want to play higher in the lineup, you have to go and beat that person. Mm-hmm. And so you can play the person above you or the person below you. You know, the person below you can play you. And so that way it's very cut and dry. No one can ever say I'm playing favorites with the lineup. If you want to be in the lineup, you have to earn it. And so, I mean, that makes the competition through the roof. But, you know, sometimes that does mean we have to have conversations about, you know, we compete on the court, off the court it's done. You know, because those guys, they all want to play. They're ultra competitors, and that's what you want. But that's kind of how the 1 through 6 gets decided. They have to go earn it and beat each other. Makes
a lot of sense. Get some rest and get ready for that drive, and hopefully a nice drive and long run for your team. Of course, we can keep up with it, friends, at NWCCRangers.com, and of course, I'll try and find you other locations and keep up with it as shows go along. Last thing you want to say about your program and what you've done in this season and still work to do?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, this season was, you know, we're trying to lay the foundation for what's to come. You know, we've got a really, really talented group of guys and girls next year. So we want to finish strong with the guys, and then it's all hands on deck moving forward.
Coach Mounce, thank you for your time here on this Thursday. We'll talk to you after the season.
Awesome. Well,
thank you, buddy.
Gary.
All right. Coach Ryan Mounce, the women's tennis team finishing 4th, and the men's tennis team number 3 in the region, and then getting a chance at nationals. The women, you can go read about all that they did in the event at NWCCRangers.com and keep up with what the men do in that same exact website. Northwest does a tremendous job of keeping up with all of it. There are other sports and things that we will discuss, but I'll hold on to it until the end. The men in the regional found their way after losing to Colin in a final regular season match that Coach was talking to us about. And then they got into the region where they beat Southwest, lost to Jones, but then got Colin to win the 3rd seed and to move on in that 3rd place match. And now they'll get ready to go to Plano, Texas for their national tennis championship. So kudos to Coach Mounce coming in, getting the program started. Obviously, as he said, only 3 returning ladies from that team that just finished up their season. The men, they'll lose a few as well, but he's put them in position where they haven't been in since the tennis program has been started. Again, they found their way to some of their highest finishes ever on the men and women's side. Good job. All right, next it's academics. We'll talk a little bit about that next with our guest, which will bring in Alex Hogue. Industrial Electronic Engineering Technology is next.
We've seen first paychecks turn into first homes. We've watched family businesses grow from kitchen tables to Main Street storefronts. And through it all, we've been more than just a bank. We've been neighbors, friends, and a constant in the life of our community. At Bank First, we're proud to invest in our communities, support local dreams, and grow alongside the people we serve, generation after generation. Bank First, NMLS number 454603, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Attention job seekers, McDonald's in Oxford is hiring. Whether you're looking for a full-time position or a part-time gig, McDonald's is looking for you. They offer great benefits, discounts, and career advancement opportunities to its employees. Apply in person at either location in Oxford, University Avenue, or West Jackson. Send your resume to oxfordmcdonalds.com or apply by texting MS94 to 38,000. Flexible scheduling with the side of always feeling valued. Your locally owned and operated McDonald's in Oxford.
At Belk Ford and Oxford Toyota, great service is what drives us, and we're excited to announce we're growing to serve you even better. More certified technicians, more service bays, and faster turnaround times, all designed to keep you safely on the road. From oil changes and tires to full diagnostics and major repairs, our expanded service experience is built around your convenience and peace of mind. And here's the big news. Our brand new, upgraded service facilities are coming spring of 2026. Belk Ford and Oxford Toyota, where great service is only getting better. Schedule your appointment today.
Imagine a world where families are spared the anguish of losing a loved one to an opioid overdose. It's possible, and it starts with you. Join us in the fight against overdoses. Learn the signs, carry naloxone, and inform others of the dangers of opioids. Visit odfree.org for free overdose resources. Opioid overdose prevention is everyone's responsibility. Let's protect our communities and save lives together.
At Oxford Insurance Agency, we know all about the competitive world of business. After all, we offer several different national carriers. Let us know what type of coverage you need. From workers' compensation and property casualty to general liability, business auto, and cyber insurance, we offer the right policies for you.
Hi, this is David Krause with Oxford Insurance, Oxford's hometown agency for over 100 years. Stop by our offices on North Lamar or go to oxins.com.
This is Jane Burkhart from Starward Vacations. Experience the ultimate Caribbean luxury, all-inclusive vacation at Sandals and Beaches Resorts. As a preferred Sandals Beaches agency, our professional travel planning services are free to our clients. We can help find the best Sandals or Beaches resort and room category that fits your budget. Starward Vacations office is in Hernando. Call 662-429-1000 for help with your Sandals vacation.
Estelle's Oxford, the new spot on the square to wine and dine. Great steaks and pastas along with a delicious prosciutto sandwich. And that is just dinner. Estelle's also offers lunch on the weekends along with Sunday brunch. Estelle's has a tremendous wine list and incredible craft cocktails. Have one at their bar downstairs or upstairs on the balcony. For a full menu and reservations, visit estellesoxford.com and find them on Instagram. Estelle's Oxford, 1112 Van Buren Avenue on the Oxford Square next to Faulkner's Alley.
Simply Clean has been serving Oxford for over 10 years, earning trust one home at a time. At Simply Clean, they are reliable, professional, and focused on quality in every home they service. They also use non-toxic gentle cleaning products that are safe for your home, so you never have to worry about what's being used in your space. Whether you need routine cleaning or a fresh start, Simply Clean is here to help. Visit simplycleanoxford.com to learn more. Simply Clean, a cleaner home done right.
Thanks for listening to the Bank First Ranger Hour, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 and streaming live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour.
Please do that. And anytime we're doing one of these programs, you can chime in at 662-426-1093. It is that simple. It's a Thursday, May 7 edition, 2026. Bank First Ranger Hour. We did a little athletics. We're going to do some academics. I'm going to bounce back in with the schedule that's going on currently with some more of our sports along the way. But we'll bring back into our discussion and things today. Alex Hogue is with us. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
I hope everything is well in your world as you kind of wrap up one semester and we start to peek at the other. You tell me, Alex, what have you been doing and the group of students and things that you lead? How's this semester gone?
Well, it's always been great. First of all, so it's been busy for one thing. We've a lot of the equipment that we've had, we started to upgrade it. We started to replace some of that stuff. So we're trying to get a lot of that stuff ordered, put in place. Our program here, the Industrial Electronics Engineering Technology program at Senatobia, is very hands-on. So, of course, you have to have equipment to work on in order to learn how to work on the equipment, right?
Sure.
That's a lot of the stuff that we've been doing, just trying to stay busy.
So explain, Industrial Electronic Engineering Technology. Go.
All right. Yeah, it's a mouthful, so typically we just call it IEET for short.
Okay.
But, yeah, so basically, if you've ever seen the television show How It's Made, I think it used to come on the Discovery show, on the Discovery Channel, that's basically what we work in. So everything that you have, food, your phone, the clothes on your back, the car that you drive, somebody has to make it, right? So all of those companies out there that are manufacturing these items and these goods need help to maintain the equipment, to run the equipment, to fix problems when they arise in the factories. And so what we do here in Senatobia in this program, IEET, is basically try to teach students how to work on that equipment. A lot of it is electronics-based, as the first E in the acronym stands for. So we work on things like resistors, capacitors, and we learn how all that stuff works. We learn what voltage is, what current is, learn all the safety stuff around all that, and then we kind of transition to programming. So we'll get into PLCs. That stands for Programmable Logic Controller. A controller basically is just a computer, except instead of working in the virtual world with ones and zeros, it works in the physical world. So a controller is something that we can program to turn on motors and to open valves and close valves, to read temperatures, things like that. So those things are actually all of the devices that are in the manufacturing plants that are constantly being used, and that means constantly breaking. So somebody needs to be able to fix it. So if you can learn some of these skills, what I always tell prospective students is if you can just learn a couple different skills in this field, you can do a lot with it. It's kind of like building a house. You know, if you know how to use a hammer and a skill saw, you can pretty much build a house. Now there are other tools that if you learn those, it'll make your job easier. And so we try to branch out and get it as much of a well-rounded education for these kids as we possibly can.
Yeah, I'm glad there are other people that are taking these classes and doing those things because it's not that simple for old Darb, right? I wouldn't know where to begin and certainly couldn't end. The project would end right before I'd start, and so I'm glad that the people are out there and learning. How big of a cohort, right? I mean, how many people are doing this at Northwest?
Right, so ideally we'd have close to 50 altogether. That'd be about 24 sophomores, 24 freshmen. So we operate in cohorts, as you said. So we typically take 2 cohorts of 12 if we're full, 2 cohorts of 12 each year. So we'd have 24 freshmen coming in, and then of course 24 sophomores the next year. So that would be a full program. And we think that's a pretty good number because once you start to get more than 12 in a classroom, it's kind of hard to get dedicated time from teachers to students and things like that. Plus, in terms of hardware limitations, we typically have about 12 of each of the trainers that we have. That way each student gets one and gets as much hands-on experience as they possibly can. So usually it's about 48 altogether if we can get fully enrolled.
Talking with Alex, and I'm going to do it about the IEET program. We can go to northwestms.edu, find that information and more on there. How about jobs? And, of course, we have a lot of industry in this North Mississippi area. So what are the prospects like and internships? You can kind of combine that if you don't mind.
Yeah, so we actually partner up with a lot of different companies. I mean, probably at least 15 or 20 companies around this part of the state. And they actually will come to us usually twice a year, once per semester, and they'll just kind of talk to the teachers here. We'll touch base with each other, and we'll ask them what they need to be taught for the students. That way our students are ready when they get to these companies. But all of the companies have agreed. It's basically a committee. We call them our advisory committee. They've all agreed to hire interns and work them at least 16 hours a week and start them at least $18 an hour. And so the good thing about that is for sophomores, once you get the internship, we actually specifically leave Tuesdays and Thursdays open in terms of class. So no class at all on Tuesdays or Thursdays for sophomores, and those days are open for the internships. So you're guaranteed to have time during the week, during working hours, so you don't have to work the night shift. You don't have to work long hours on weekends at restaurants and things like that. And so for one thing, it's good to get some money in the pocket of these students. It's also good for our employers who are getting some of this help, and they're able to keep their processes going and train some of these young interns. And a lot of them get hired full time once they finish their degree. So it's a great win-win for both parties, and we're just happy to make it happen.
Tremendous. A couple of other things before I let you go. This is Senatobia only campus, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Now, we do have what we call a sister program down in Batesville. It's called the IACET program, so that one's even more of a mouthful. That stands for Industrial Automation and Controls Engineering Technology. So it's a very similar program. In fact, the first 2 semesters up in Senatobia and down in Batesville are exactly the same. Exactly the same. They're identical. Where you see the difference is in the 3rd and 4th semesters, and in Senatobia we focus a little bit more on the hardware side of things, so more troubleshooting, more pneumatics, hydraulics, electrical troubleshooting, things like that. Down in Batesville, they get more into the virtual side of things, so they get into the programming, firewalls, networks, things like that. And so really both programs are great. Neither one is going anywhere for a long time. Everybody talks about AI all the time. AI is going to take some jobs, that's for sure, but I think this is one industry that's not going anywhere. Even if AI could solve the problems logically, AI doesn't have the hands and the dexterity to go fix the problems, on the hardware that happens, the problems that happen on the floor. So it's a great field to get into in terms of money that you can make, in terms of job security, and there's opportunities all over the place.
Just 2 more questions for you, Alex. Alex Hogue is with us here this morning. Semester hours, what does that give you? Is there a level for certificates and things of that nature? How many hours and things are we talking about?
Yeah, so each semester is about 16 hours, and most of it is hands-on. And the first 2 semesters, I believe, are entirely technical based. So you would take things like your public speaking and English towards the end of your associate's degree. But yes, each semester is about 16 hours, and after the first year, you would actually be eligible for a certificate, a career certificate from Northwest. And even if you decided to change your degree or you couldn't come back for some reason for your 3rd semester, you would get that certificate, and that would look great on a resume that you could put out there, and that would probably get you in the door at least. Even if you weren't able to finish that associate's degree. But of course, the associate's degree is going to get you basically anywhere. I mean, the opportunities are all over the place, and it's not just in this area. It is truly worldwide. I've been everywhere from California to New York and in between, and all of the technologies that are being used out there in manufacturing is basically along the same lines. People in California, those companies are using the same thing as the companies here in Senatobia. So again, if you could just learn some of these skills, you'd make yourself very employable and set yourself up for a pretty successful life. So
the final question is, lead us through the application process. Tell us how we can do this.
Yeah, of course. So first of all, you'd have to apply just to Northwest, the college in general. And once you get accepted there, you can apply to the IEET program. Just Google Northwest Mississippi Community College IEET application, and it'll take you right there. We do say that all prospects have to have, I think it's an 18 on the ACT or higher, and that's about it. You have to pass a five-panel drug screen, and other than that, that's it. Everything's provided for you, tools, lab equipment, all that stuff. You don't have to bring anything but the clothes on your back and a willing attitude.
Tremendous. I know that a lot of hard work has to go into what you do and what the students are doing, but the good news is, as you said, there's a nice high-paying job waiting for them when they get done.
That is right. That's exactly right. And there's always going to be opportunity, whether it's here in North Mississippi or elsewhere. It's always there.
All right, my friend, thanks for being on the program one more time.
Awesome, absolutely. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate it.
Alex Hogue with us. The IEET program, Senatobia campus only. And so getting ready, so let's just say, right, you're getting ready, you want to do that, northwestms.edu, as he said. You can do go through, you got to get, your admission process into the college, and then it leads you through, and you got to do the drug screen. That, if you go and you read and you look right there, has to be done before mid-July through the end of the month. So all that information is right there for you, and Alex Hogue with a great job describing it for us and listening to that, and plugging more Mississippians into jobs here in this North Mississippi area and earning quite a nice wage when doing it as well. Go check it out at northwestms.edu. All right, a couple of more things to go, and I know we'll probably check this out a little bit as time goes on with these shows. Dr. Blake Bostic will probably come back on and be with us, but Bill Engvall was the first thing announced for the upcoming. So you get Foxworthy, you get Larry the Cable Guy. Now here's your sign. Bill Engvall going to be making his way into the North Mississippi area in August. So more to come on that. Now for finalizing a few things here on today's program. In athletics again, softball in the Region 23 tournament. I mean, everybody, right? Everybody is having some success in the athletic world at NWCC and competitive on their field of play and in the classroom as well. But softball knocked off number 9 LSU Eunice, as we had told you, but then lost to number 4 Colin and to Southwest, being eliminated in the Region 23 tournament on Monday. Baseball for Northwest began on Tuesday in the opening round of the Region 23 tournament. Coach Carson and company got by Itawamba 12-6 in that game. They were scheduled to play yesterday, but obviously the weather came through the South Mississippi area. This tournament's going on in Decatur. They are scheduled, unless it has changed while the show's been going on, to play today at Decatur against the home team, East Central. So they are scheduled for today at 2 o'clock. So what I will encourage you to do, if you're on X or Twitter, as we used to call it, it's NWCC_Rangers, and you can find that information out. There's a baseball account. You can go online to that website where we tell you to look up all the things anyway, NWCCRangers.com, and keep up with what's going on in the world of sports. And there's a lot of things still going on in the world of sports. So we give a shout out and a good luck to the men's tennis team, and congratulations to the ladies on a great season as well. Baseball still going. We could have some national tournaments and all of these sports to talk about next week on the program. It's 10 minutes to 10. You know what's coming up next. You get Gerard and then the whole run through Thursday. But I want to remind you, there are, if, our fields were all covered with tarps and things, and that's what you're going to have to pay attention to. High school action going on the schedule, at least, softball and baseball-wise, in North Mississippi. A lot of our teams are in the north half, whether it's softball or baseball in both public and private schools, and public school softball going on here at the end of the school year. A lot of those are going on and playing all around North Mississippi, at least scheduled today. I will be out tomorrow, though. TBA as far as 9 to 10 is what or who could be on, but I'll be back with you on Saturday with the back nine Rebel Strike Zone with Max Trophy, Annie Strong. 2:30 is the look at that one. You remember earlier in the week, it kind of looked like Sunday was going to be a mess because you've got SEC baseball coming up. 2 series still to go in the regular season for that, and we'll talk about that on Saturday as Ole Miss is hosting Texas A&M in the final regular season weekend. And kudos to the Ole Miss softball team. They finished as the 13 seed in the SEC throughout the regular season, and they have done nothing but win so far in the 15-team tournament in Lexington. As you know, they got the first round win over South Carolina 2-0, and then for the third time in 4 games, they knocked off Tennessee this season. Tennessee lost only 1 regular season series at home, and that was to this Ole Miss program. 4-1 the final score yesterday. Now they get the 5-seed Texas in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament. So a lot of things to update and to get to and to pass along to you as days go by here with all the shows and the things that we do. And it will be Gerard coming up next 10-1. Thursdays mean Mr. Azar and In a Mississippi Minute. Good things with Rebecca Turner and your Sports Talk Mississippi guys on a Thursday afternoon. Boy, I hope you've been in touch with your family and your friends, and our thoughts go to those in the southern portion of the state with the thunderstorms that came through. You know, we talk about, marginal or 1 through 5 as far as what the possibility of tornadic activity can be. We saw some thunderstorms, but boy, there were some big ones and some devastating storms that rolled through. The early indications, the numbers just tough, and I'm sure we'll see more in the next 24 hours. But our thoughts are to the people there in and around the cities that we mentioned earlier: Brookhaven, Purvis, Bogachita. Bood was one of the ones, right, that originally you saw some of the storm chasers with pictures and things of a large tornado. So today here in North Mississippi, sunshine and near 70. We'll get below 50 tonight, back into the mid-70s. Tomorrow, 80 on Saturday. Sunday now, 80 and about a 50% chance of rain. So at least for now, our chance of precipitation on Sunday has diminished just a bit. That's our show. We thank Coach Ryan Mounce. We thank Alex Hogue, talking athletics and academics with us. Again, later today, podcast form. Let's say you missed any of it. It will be there for you wherever you go and listen to your podcast along the way. And then you can find some time and catch up in the world of Northwest Community College and everything going on all of the campuses of NWCC. That does it. Thursday, May 7, 2026 edition in the books. Thanks for being with us. Until next time, so long.
Now the time has come for leaving, fear now we shall return. We were so glad we could make it, but so sad we gotta run. Well, it might be a long time till we raise another glass. You can rest assured that next time we'll have ourselves a laugh. Yeah, we'll have ourselves a laugh.